Hello students, good morning. All of you are once again welcome to our language skill development class with one more poetry from class 11th English book Hornbill. The poem is Father to Son, written by Elizabeth Jennings. In this poem, we will be seeing how Elizabeth Jennings is dealing with a very common problem which we can see in our society in almost most of the families today, and that is the problem of generation gap. Before going to the text, let us have an introduction of the poet and the theme of the poetry, which is dealt by Elizabeth. Elizabeth Joan Jennings, as this was her full name, was an English poet who was born on the 2nd of July 1926 in Lincolnshire, England, and lived up to 25th October 2001. She is known for her clarity of style and simplicity of literary approach. The main theme of the poem, Father to Son, is generation gap, which is one of the most common problems of today that can be seen almost in every house and every family. This poem reflects the pains of an agonized father who has lost all companionship with his son. The son in this poem is a grown-up youth, and he has his own world where his father's entrance is not allowed. The son has rather no relationship with his father, and his father feels immensely sorrowful for this emotional separation. He desperately feels that his relationship with his son should retain as it was during his son's childhood. But he finds that with the passage of time, their relation gets worse and they are drifted apart from each other. There is a gap of understanding as well as communication between the two. Such a situation is the most common feature of today in most of the families. The reason behind this emotional detachment is that the younger generation wants to live an independent life, wishes to think independently, do not want to bear any kind of restrictions in their life, and feel that the generation of their parents does not match with theirs in various aspects of thoughts and living. The parents are unable to understand the likes and dislikes of their younger generation and so find it difficult to cope up with them. Their egos never allow their conflicts to come to an end. Now let us start the text. The first stanza of the poem Father to Son reads, I do not understand this child, though we have lived together now in the same house for years. I know nothing of him. So try to build up a relationship from how he was when small. The very first stanza of the poem expresses the agony and helplessness of the father when he says that he is not able to understand the child with whom he had been living for years in the same house. The father says that I do not understand this child. He is very desperately saying that he is not able to understand his own child, his own son. Though we have lived together now in the same house for years, he and his son had been living in the same house for long years, and yet the father is not able to understand his son. I know nothing of him, so try to build up a relationship from how he was when small. The father is saying that I know nothing of him. That means with the passage of time, this child has grown up into a youth and he has his own likes and dislikes. He has his own world of thoughts and he lives in his own way. And the father says, I know nothing of him. That means whatever behavior he shows, whatever work he does, his thoughts and views are not at all understood by his father. So, what the father is now trying to do, he is trying to build up a relationship with him from how he was when small. When this youth was a child, he had a very good relation with his father. They shared all their happiness and sorrow and everything. But as he grew up, he became of a different nature. He was built in a different way, and so now the father is not able to understand himself. Yet have I killed the seed I spent or sown it where the land is his and none of mine. We speak like strangers. There is no sign of understanding in the air. This child is built to my design, yet what he loves I cannot share. So, in this stanza, the poet is telling that the father is thinking that, yet have I killed the seed I spent or sown it where the land is his and none of mine. So, in this line, the father is telling that he had done everything in bringing up his son, but where he had gone wrong, or what mistake had he done in upbringing his son, and at what stage of his life, he is not remembering. And the father is saying that, have I killed the seed I spent or sown it, where the land is his and none of mine? Here the father is very agonized, he is very sorrowful that now his child has grown up into a youth and he has his own personal world where his father does not have an entry. The son does not allow an entry of his father in his personal life. He does not give him any space in his personal life. So the father feels that, has there been any mistake in my bringing up this child, that when he has become young, he has his own world. The land where he lives, the place where he lives is his own and none of mine. He is putting a question to himself that, has there been any mistake in my upbringing, that my son now lives in his own world where there is no place for me. We speak like strangers. He's saying that whenever father and son, both of us speak to each other, we feel that we are strangers. We do not know anything about each other. Though the father has brought up the son right from his childhood, and here there is no sign of the mother being present in the family. So we can say that in the house the father and son had been for long years, and the father, under his care, has brought up this child. But now, when he has grown into a youth, he has become like a stranger to his father. There is no sign of understanding in the air. With the passage of time, when the son has grown young, now the understanding which was there between the father and son in their childhood, that understanding has vanished away somewhere. So there is no understanding in the air. This child is built to my design, yet what he loves I cannot share. The father recollects that I have brought up this child according to my design. Physically, he looks like me. From right from the childhood, whatever I wished, I did for him. I did everything for him, and I shared everything with him. So, according to my design, he has been brought up. Yet, now when he has grown young, yet what he loves I cannot share. So now, as the child grows into a youth, everything of his is changed. His views, his thoughts, his way of looking into the life, his likes, his dislikes, everything has been changed and it is different from his father's. So here, that is why the understanding between the father and the son has vanished away, and the father says that now at present what my son loves I am not able to share with him. Silence surrounds us. So when there is no companionship, there is no conversation, so silence surrounds us. So there is a silence between the father and the son because there is no conversation. They are not able to share their thoughts and views, their likes and dislikes, their loves and caring for each other. They are not able to share these things, and that is why there is least conversation between both father and the son, and that is why silence surrounds us. Now the father is in a very desperate, agonized, sorrowful mood, and he says, I would have him prodigal. Prodigal here means a person who is spent thrift. This word prodigal shows that the father has a lot of money. He is quite wealthy and rich. And so he says that I would have him prodigal, returning to his father's house, the home he knew, rather than see him make and move his world. So the father is very desperately saying that I would like my son to return back to me, to return back to the home or house which is mine, which was his when he was a child. And even if now at present he is prodigal, he spends everything, each penny of mine, even if he spends it like a spendthrift, I wouldn't mind. But the thing is only that I want him to come to his father's house. That means I want him to return to my house, the home he knew, rather than see him make and move his world. So he says, rather than my son making his own world and living in it in a solitude, in a single way, the father wishes that his son should return back to his life, should return back to his home, and once again, the relationship which had been in their childhood, he wants that relationship, that love and care to retain back once again. I would forgive him too. So now, when this line we read, I would forgive him too, that means the son shows such a kind of behavior that makes the father sorrowful, that makes the father feel lonely and neglected. Must be the son avoiding everything of his father. So now, this sadness, which has grown through the negligence and avoidance of the son, which has created a lot of pain and sorrow in the life of the father says that I would forgive him too, means even for this kind of behavior which he has already shown to me, I would forgive him, shaping from sorrow a new love. He says that the sorrow which has inherited in my heart, which I have inherited in my heart, which is already stuck in my heart. So from that sorrow, I will create a new love. I will forgive him. I will even accept him, even he acts like a prodigal son. And I wouldn't mind if he comes back to his house or my house again and we live like father and son once again. Father and son, we both must live on the same globe and the same land. He speaks, I cannot understand myself. Why anger grows from grief. We each put out an empty hand, longing for something to forgive. So, in the concluding stanza, now, what the father is longing, he is saying that father and son, we both must live on the same globe and the same land. So, this was at the time of the son's childhood. The father and the son lived on the same globe, lived on the same land. That means they were in the same house, sharing each and everything very happily and merrily with one another. So now father is telling that again, after so long years, when my son has become a young man and he has emotionally separated himself from me. So once again, I wish that my son should come back to me so that we both live on the same globe and the same land. Then he says, he speaks, I cannot understand myself. Here, he speaks means the nature and behavior which is shown by the son, the likes and dislikes which is owned by the son, and whatever views and thoughts the son has about his life or about the world in which he is living, the father is not able to understand anything. And so he says that I cannot understand myself. That means he feels that whether I am wrong in my place or whether my son is wrong in my place, I am not able to understand myself. And this lack of understanding creates anger in him, creates anger in his father. And this anger certainly and slowly it grows into grief. Why anger grows from grief? That means he is grieved when he sees the behavior of his son, the negligence that he shows, and the bad behavior which he shows towards his father. It creates a feeling of grief in his father's heart, and then this grief grows into anger. Why it grows into anger? Because the helplessness of his father. Because due to the helplessness of his father is not able to tackle the situation, and he is not able to bring back his son again to his life. So he is grieved, and this grief grows into anger because of his helplessness. Then he says, we each put out an empty hand. So here both father and son, at times, they realize that they are doing something wrong. They realize their mistake, and both at certain times try to mend the situation. They try to tackle with the situation and bring themselves back to normalcy. But here what happens? We each put out an empty hand longing for something to forgive. So both of them know that sometimes the father's behavior towards the son is not acceptable, sometimes the son's behavior towards the father is not acceptable, but this situation is unavoidable. Both of them are not able to avoid this kind of situation, and at times when they realize their mistakes, each of them are ready to forgive. The son is ready to forgive the father, and the father is also ready to forgive the son, but then they put out an empty hand, but then the situation goes beyond their control and they return back empty handed, longing for something to forgive. And they are not able to forgive each of them because of their ego. Maybe there is an egoistic nature in the father also, and the son also may be having an egoistic nature. So, due to this ego, they are not able to forgive each other. They desperately wish to do so, but situations go beyond their control, and then they both return empty handed without forgiving each other. The situation that has been created, the space that has been created between the father and the son is not coming to a normal position. They are not able to come back together. They have already drifted apart from each other, and this separation cannot be retained again, and both of them are not able to come back to their normal happy life which they had enjoyed in the childhood of the son, or when the son was a child. आज हम अपने समाज में या घरों में या परिवारों में जनरेशन गैप का समस्या का जो सामना कर रहे हैं, इसी थीम को लेकर के, इसी मुद्दे को लेकर के एलिजाबेथ जेनिंग्स ने ये कविता लिखी है, फादर टू सन। और इसी पीढ़ी अंतराल या जनरेशन गैप की समस्या से किस प्रकार से स्थिति बिगड़ जाती है और घर में लोग एक दूसरे से या एक पीढ़ी दूसरे पीढ़ी से किस प्रकार से दूर हो जाते हैं, उस समस्या को लेकर के एलिजाबेथ जेनिंग्स ने ये कविता लिखी है। तो कविता की शुरुआत हम करते हैं। फादर टू सन, आई डू नॉट अंडरस्टैंड दिस चाइल्ड दो वी हैव लिव्ड टुगेदर नाउ इन द सेम हाउस फॉर ईयर्स। तो पहले स्टैंजा में पिता जो है वो कहता है कि मैं अपने इस बच्चे को समझ नहीं पा रहा हूँ, हालांकि हम दोनों इस घर में काफी सालों से साथ साथ रह रहे हैं। आई नो नथिंग ऑफ हिम, सो ट्राई टू बिल्ड अप अ रिलेशनशिप फ्रॉम हाउ ही वॉज व्हेन स्मॉल। तो जैसा कि हम देख रहे हैं इस कविता में, ये फादर जो है उसका बेटा छोटा था तब दोनों में आपसी सामंजस्य बहुत अच्छा था। वो एक दूसरे से हर कुछ साझा करते थे, लेकिन जैसे जैसे ये बेटा बड़ा होता है और अब एक युवा अवस्था में जब आ गया है, तो पिता अपने इस युवा बेटे का कोई भी चीज नहीं समझ पा रहे हैं। हालांकि उनको सालों हो गया है साथ में रहते हुए, तो पिता को बच्चे का या अपने बेटे का इस व्यवहार परिवर्तन का कारण जो है कुछ समझ में नहीं आ रहा है। और वो कहते हैं कि मुझे तो ऐसा लग रहा है कि आई नो नथिंग ऑफ हिम, मैं उसके बारे में कुछ भी नहीं जानता। सो ट्राई टू बिल्ड अप अ रिलेशनशिप फ्रॉम हाउ ही वॉज व्हेन स्मॉल। इसलिए मैं ये चाह रहा हूँ कि जिस प्रकार से जब वो छोटा था, बचपन में जिस प्रकार से मैं उसके साथ खेलता हंसता बोलता था, सब कुछ करता था, तो उस अवस्था को याद करके मैं उसी प्रकार का बिहेवियर दिखा करके, अपना व्यवहार उसी तरह का करके मैं अपने इस युवा बेटे से एक अच्छा संबंध बनाने की कोशिश कर रहा हूँ। Yet have I killed the seed I spent or sown it where the land is his and none of mine? तो इस वाक्य में पिता स्वयं से एक प्रश्न पूछ रहा है, क्या इस बच्चे के लालन पालन में मुझसे कहीं कोई गलती हो गई है? किसी समय में क्या मैंने कुछ ऐसा कर दिया कि ये जो बच्चा है, जिसका बीज मैंने अपने ही घर में बोया था, जो मेरे ही साथ पला बढ़ा है, आज ये बच्चा जब युवा अवस्था में पहुंच गया है, तो उसका घर, उसका सोच विचार, उसकी दुनिया एक अलग हो गई है, एंड नन ऑफ माइन, जिसमें मेरी कोई स्थान ही नहीं है। तो पिता जो है वो स्वयं से प्रश्न करता है कि क्या ऐसा कुछ गलती हो गई है मुझसे इस बच्चे के लालन पालन में कि आज इसकी दुनिया अलग हो गई है जहां मेरा कोई स्थान ही नहीं है। वी स्पीक लाइक स्ट्रेंजर्स, हम अजनबियों के जैसे बात करते हैं। जैसे घर में हम पिता पुत्र हैं, तो जो संबंध एक पिता और पुत्र में होना चाहिए, जो प्रेम और स्नेह होना चाहिए, जो अपनापन होना चाहिए, वो बिल्कुल भी नहीं है और हम अजनबियों के जैसे बात करते हैं। देयर इज नो साइन ऑफ अंडरस्टैंडिंग इन देयर, हम दोनों के बीच में कोई अंडरस्टैंडिंग ही नहीं है, हम एक दूसरे को समझ ही नहीं पाते हैं। दिस चाइल्ड इज बिल्ट टू माई डिजाइन, येट वॉट ही लव्स आई कैनॉट शेयर। यहाँ पिता ये कह रहे हैं कि इस बच्चे का लालन पालन मैंने ही किया है, सारे संस्कार मैंने ही दिए हैं, सब कुछ मैंने ही इस बच्चे को सिखाया है। फिर भी आज जब ये युवावस्था में पहुंच गया है, तो ये जिन चीजों को पसंद करता है, मैं उन चीजों का उसके साथ साझा नहीं कर सकता। कहने का मतलब ये है कि बच्चा का जो विचार है, युवावस्था में पहुंचने के बाद जो बेटे का विचार में जो परिवर्तन आया है, उसको क्या अच्छा लगता है, क्या बुरा लगता है, वो कैसा जीना चाहता है, ये जो उसके सारे विचार हैं, इन विचारों को पिता जो है अपने बेटे के साथ शेयर नहीं कर पा रहे हैं। साइलेंस सराउंड्स अस, तो जब विचारों का तालमेल ही नहीं है, तो दोनों पिता और पुत्र के बीच में एक शांति है, एक साइलेंस है, जहां पर कोई वार्तालाप नहीं है, पिता और पुत्र के बीच में कोई वार्तालाप नहीं है। अब पिता जो है बहुत दुखी भी हैं और वो चाहते हैं कि किसी भी प्रकार से मेरा ये पुत्र वापस मेरे पास आ जाए। जिस प्रकार से मैंने इसके साथ इसके बचपन के समय में हंसते खेलते गुजारा, वो पल अपने जीवन में वापस लाना चाहते हैं। तो उस पल को वापस लाने के लिए पिता क्या क्या चीज कुर्बान कर देना चाहते हैं, किन क्या क्या सैक्रिफाइस कर देना चाहते हैं। तो पिता बहुत दुखी होकर कहते हैं, आई वुड हैव हिम प्रोडिगल, मैं तो ये सोच रहा हूँ, मैं ये चाह रहा हूँ कि अगर मेरा बेटा प्रोडिगल भी हो जाए, सब कुछ मेरा लुटा दे, मेरा सारा धन दौलत भी अगर लुटा दे, तो भी मुझे कोई पश्चाताप नहीं होगा, मुझे कोई दुख नहीं होगा। रिटर्निंग टू हिज फादर्स हाउस, द होम ही न्यू, rather than see him make and move his world. तो आज जिस प्रकार से मेरा युवा बेटा अपना एक अलग दुनिया बसा चुका है, अपने उसी दुनिया में वो रहता है, खोया हुआ है, उस दुनिया से वो लौट कर मेरे पास आ जाए, सब कुछ मेरा ले ले और मेरे साथ आकर के रहे, सब कुछ वापस पुराने समय के तरह या पुराने दिनों की तरह सब कुछ खुशहाल हो जाए, तो मुझे वो सारा कुछ मंजूर है। मेरा बेटा अगर प्रोडिगल भी हो जाता है, बहुत ज़्यादा खर्चीला है, धन खर्च करने वाला, या मेरा सारा धन दौलत भी अगर वो ले करके मेरे घर में मेरे पास वापस आ जाए, तो वो भी मुझे मंजूर है। आई वुड फॉरगिव हिम टू, मैं उसे क्षमा भी कर दूंगा। अब यहाँ पर क्षमा भी कर दूंगा मतलब अभी तक के युवावस्था में इस पिता के पुत्र ने पिता के प्रति बहुत ही बुरा रवैया अपनाया होगा। उसने बहुत सारे ऐसे बातें की होंगी, उसके व्यवहार में ऐसे कड़वाहट रहा होगा जिससे पिता को दुख हुआ, लेकिन वो ये सारा कुछ भूल करके अपने बेटे को क्षमा कर देना चाहते हैं। शेपिंग फ्रॉम सॉरो अ न्यू लव, उनका कहना है पिता का कि मेरे अंदर जो दुख है, जो पीड़ा है, मैं उस दुख और पीड़ा से भी एक नया प्रेम का सृजन कर लूंगा और अपने पुत्र को अपना लूंगा, यदि वो वापस अपनी इस बनाई हुई दुनिया को छोड़कर मेरे जीवन में वापस आ जाए। फादर एंड सन, वी बोथ मस्ट लिव ऑन द सेम ग्लोब एंड द सेम लैंड। पिता का ये कहना है कि जिस प्रकार से बचपन में हम दोनों साथ साथ रहते थे, और उसी प्रकार से आज भी अगर ये आ गया साथ मेरे जीवन में आ जाता है, तो हम इसी ग्लोब में, इसी धरती पर हम वापस एक दूसरे के साथ प्रेम और स्नेह और अपनापन से रह लेंगे। ही स्पीक्स, आई कैनॉट अंडरस्टैंड माई सेल्फ। यहाँ पिता बोलते ही स्पीक्स, वो बोलता है। यहाँ पर बोलने का मतलब है जो व्यवहार वो दिखाता है, जिस प्रकार से पिता के प्रति बेटे का व्यवहार है, उस व्यवहार को वो नहीं समझ पा रहे हैं। आई कैनॉट अंडरस्टैंड माई सेल्फ, यहाँ पर पिता को ये समझ में नहीं आ रहा है कि मैं स्वयं को समझ नहीं पा रहा हूँ या अपने बेटे को समझ नहीं पा रहा हूँ। मतलब बेटे की मनस्थिति मेरे समझ में नहीं आ रही है कि मैं कहीं गलत हूँ और अपने आप को नहीं समझ पा रहा हूँ। वाई एंगर ग्रोज फ्रॉम ग्रीफ, पिता का ये कहना है कि मेरे दुख से मुझे क्यों गुस्सा आ रहा है। तो यहाँ पर ये जो लाइन है वाई एंगर ग्रोज फ्रॉम ग्रीफ, यहाँ पर पिता जो है वो बहुत ज़्यादा असहज है, अपने वश में उसकी भावनाएं नहीं हैं, और इसलिए दुख से, अपने दुख से जहाँ पर उसका वश नहीं चल रहा है, तो अपना वश नहीं चलने के कारण उसका दुख जो है उसको नाराज़गी दिला रहा है, वो गुस्सा हो रहे हैं। We each put out an empty hand. वो कहते हैं कि कभी कभी ऐसा समय आता है जब बेटा मुझसे कुछ कहना चाहता है या मैं अपने बेटे से कुछ कहना चाहता हूँ, लेकिन स्थिति ऐसे बिगड़ जाती है कि ना मैं उसे समझ पाता हूँ ना वो मुझे समझ पाता, इसलिए we each put out an empty hand, तो इसलिए हमें खाली हाथ अपने अपने स्थिति से वापस जाना पड़ता है। मतलब यहाँ पर स्वीकार्य, ना मैं उसको स्वीकार कर पा रहा हूँ ना वो मुझे स्वीकार कर पा रहा है। लॉन्गिंग फॉर समथिंग टू फॉरगिव, हम दोनों एक दूसरे को क्षमा करना चाह रहे हैं हर एक बात के लिए। कहीं मैं गलत हूँ तो मेरा बेटा जो है मुझे मेरी गलती के लिए क्षमा कर देना चाह रहा है, या बेटा अगर कहीं गलत है तो मैं उसको उसकी गलती के लिए क्षमा कर देना चाह रहा हूँ, लेकिन चाहते हुए भी हम दोनों एक दूसरे से तालमेल नहीं बैठा पा रहे हैं, हम एक दूसरे के करीब नहीं आ पा रहे हैं, और एक दूसरे को ये जो समझने में हम असफल हो रहे हैं, उसी के कारण हम दोनों आज भी दूर हैं। तो दोनों पिता और पुत्र दोनों की इच्छा है कि वो सामंजस्य एक दूसरे में हो जाए और पुनः वो अपने पुराने जीवन में, अपने खुशियों भरी जीवन में वापस आ जाए। लेकिन पिता और पुत्र दोनों के मन में अहंकार है, और ये अहंकार किस बात का है इसको भी वो नहीं समझ पा रहे हैं, लेकिन इसी अहंकार या अहम के कारण वो एक दूसरे के करीब नहीं आ पा रहे हैं, और ये जो दूरी है दोनों पिता और पुत्र में ये बनी हुई है। तो जेनिंग्स जो है उसने ऐसे ही इस समस्या के बारे में, जनरेशन गैप के बारे में, ये एक बहुत बड़ी समस्या है जो हमें प्रायः हर घर और हर परिवार में आज देखने को मिल रहा है। और ये समस्या का कोई समाधान नहीं है। समाधान इसलिए भी नहीं है क्योंकि दोनों जनरेशन जो है, दोनों पीढ़ी है, एक दूसरे को समझना नहीं चाहते हैं और ना ही दोनों एक दूसरे से एडजस्ट करना चाहते हैं। तो इसलिए ये समस्या बनी हुई है और इसी समस्या को लेकर के एलिजाबेथ जेनिंग्स ने ये पोयम फादर टू सन लिखा है। आशा करती हूँ कि आप लोगों को ये कविता और इसका सार जो है वो अच्छे से समझ में आ गया होगा, क्योंकि ये सभी घर की समस्या है। कहीं ना कहीं ये समस्या हमको देखने को मिल जाती है। सो थैंक्स फॉर लिसनिंग टू मी and have a good day. We will be meeting in our next video with one more lesson of English in our channel, Language Skill Development. Thank you.